Well, hello. Okay. Welcome to Canada with Katie. We're going to talk about the sardine diet. Is it really a diet? Let's talk about it. I'm putting on my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me roll the intro and we'll be right back. Boom! Let's do this. Well, hello. Okay, hi there. Welcome again. All right, so I'm doing the sardine, the 3-day sardine thing. Now look. So I'm going to show you. Don't they look okay, right? Like they just look crispy and weird. They're very seasoned, like a lot. So let's talk about it. I'm going to show you how I make them because, sorry, I figured out a way to make them better than when, like, well, I'll talk about. Oh wait, I forgot to put the ticker on there. So today we're talking about the sardine diet. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, first of all, what is it? So I'm going to share this with you really quickly. Share the screen. Okay, this is a lady, Dr. something, that started this. Okay,
sardines for 3 days. Why would a doctor recommend that?
So
omega-3s and vitamin D and
talk
E.
about all this stuff. I can share her what's it called? Her page, her YouTube channel. Pam says, I love sardines. Do you love to eat them by themselves, Pam? So I love to eat sardines on crackers with things like that, but like, and eating them for 3 days is a challenge, let me tell you. So let me see if I can share my screen with you and show you my little video. My video of, can you see this? Can you see it? God dang it. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to play it for you. Okay. Baste the pan. And then you take a I got to rewind it. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. Sardines. Are they for you? You got to warm up your Ninja oven at 390, and then you crack open the sardines and you use a baster to, baste the pan. And then you take a strainer and you pour it through because they're in olive oil. And then you open them up and then, ew, spines. I got to take them out. Old Bay is just amazing. Add some pepper, some hot sauce. You season it up really nicely. And then you take them and you put them inside the Ninja tray, the air fryer, fry them for 7 minutes. Take them out and they're nice and crispy. And you put them on your little plate. I even made an extra one to take with me. Woot, woot. And you might need some disinfectant spray. Okay, so the reason why you might need that disinfectant spray is because it kind of can get smelly. But the air fryer is much better. So you can eat them out of the can. You can, I was taking them and dumping them. Oh, I showed you, that was the picture there. So I was going to bring them in here. So I use the, well, let's see if I don't know if I can share the photo or not, but let's see if I can stop screen. Image file. Let me see if I can share this. Oh, I don't have it on here, I don't think. Oh, maybe I do. Hang on 1 second. This would be cool, right? I have these two. Yeah, these two kinds right here. Can you see this? If I make my, there we go. So it's Wild Planet and of course True to Me season. So the Wild Planet ones they don't have heads or tails, but they have these little spines in them. And the other ones are boneless, skinless. So believe it or not, the boneless and skinless ones you can eat right out of the can. They're not that bad. Like basically add pepper or something like that. So like I said, pretty good. This will be my dinner and I can eat later. So the best thing about it is you can eat them as often as you would like. So you can have 17 cans in a day if you'd like. Okay. So let's talk about what it is really quickly. Okay. And then we'll
kind of go over everything. So I got my information from Slate, which has all this cool stuff on it: news, politics, culture, yada yada, Healthline, and MD Link, and then of course that YouTube channel. Okay, so the article is Fish Out of Water, and it's by this Luke Winkie. So basically he says, okay, the social media now, everything is littered with people puckering their faces in disgust as they struggle through a third or fourth helping of the reeking lukewarm fish. Some of them endorse the process wholeheartedly, others highlight the pitfalls, and then says one person was stricken with the runs. Now, truthfully, you can have either the runs or constipation. I have not had either. For me, it makes me feel amazing. So I'll talk about that here in a minute too. So if I forget, Pam, if you're still on here, remind me to tell everybody. So there was another person here, a vlogger and former chef, who documented her recent sardine fast. And she was going to do a 10-day one because she says her body just told her to stop. Okay. But she says they really help me understand my hunger cues, and it's easy to overeat bacon and steak. I don't think so. Because they're so delicious, but I don't love sardines. So she was truly eating because she was hungry, which is kind of a good thing. So the first 2 days, the guy that wrote this article said he didn't feel good. He was irritable, but on day 3, he felt great. Somebody else who is not a carnivore, but recently completed his own 72-hour sardine circuit, said he learned to love the fish and claims that they have assisted in everything from his energy levels to his joint pain. So isn't that cool? So that's part of the thing for me. So, like, I don't mind sardines. I like them on crackers and stuff, like I said, but it's like a once in a while thing. So once you have to eat them all day, every day for 3 days, it gets pretty daunting. So I did this 2 weeks ago when I was doggy sitting, and I only did 2.5 days because by the end of the 3rd day, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So it has to be 72 full hours. So whenever you start in the morning, I started at 8 in the morning yesterday. I got to go all day today, all day yesterday, all day today, all day tomorrow. And then I have to end it at 8 a.m. on Thursday with sardines. So that's the way you do it. I don't know really what the science behind that is, but that's the way it goes. Okay. So some more info for you, and then we'll talk about it. So he says he cracked open 2 more cans of sardines. You can get different kinds. One was packed with coconut curry, one with a hot pepper kick. And then he says a few hours went by. He had momentary spells of nausea or dizziness. He drank water, took deep breaths, slowly paced around the room, and then he found a plastic bag of 99-cent corn chips. And he ate a handful of them, and the blast of carbs returned him to earth like morphine hitting the bloodstream. So it's going to hit people differently. Like I said, it sounds disgusting. We're going to talk about some potential harmful things and some good things about it in a second here. So it is the things you're supposed to season it with is like 0 carbs. So I've done a bad thing the past 2 days just because I was like, whatever, I had a Diet Mountain Dew because that was 1 carb. There's probably other things I shouldn't have had, but I'm pretty active, and so I wasn't really worried about it too much, and I didn't cheat with anything else. So if you're not perfect, don't kick yourself in the shins over it. It just gets to be like sardines, and it's great. Actually, it keeps you really, really full, like really full, and I feel fantastic. Like my nasal passages are cleared up. My voice is more clear, and those of you that watch me all the time or know me, you can hear it. It's amazing. And so there's a lot of benefits to it. It's just by the end of it, I'm like, ugh. So when I did it 2 weeks ago, I messed up. And then because I can take these supplements and stuff that allow me to eat gluten and things. So I had pizza, I had a whole bunch of things. But I can really tell on my face, like it just takes inflammation down, inflammation in your joints, and relieves some of the pain if you have pain too. And that's probably due to the omega-3s because there's a boatload of them. So because you want to get them in olive oil. Okay, got 2 comments. Oh, good. Pam says, where do you notice the biggest change? Energy, allergies, skin. Okay, sleep, clothing, fitting. Okay, that's a really good question. So far it's day 2, right? So day 1, you're actually really, really hungry. Day 2, you're not as hungry, so that's good. So I've noticed the most in my face, and I've noticed the most in my energy and how clear this is, okay? My like nasal passages and everything. So I have allergies today. The pollen count's pretty high, but it is, I guess my clothes might be fitting. You can lose weight with it. There are people that have reported they've lost 6 pounds in 3 days, but I don't weigh myself. I feel really good though. So if that's enough, I mean, right? Okay. So Denise says, we used to eat sardines growing up on our camping trips, preferred just oil and not the tomato ones. Yeah. I prefer them in oil too. Better than, better than just water. So like I said, these right here, the yellow ones right here, those are boneless, skinless, and I can eat those straight out of the can. And the other ones, like you saw the video, what I did was I would throw them in just with olive oil and everything in a pan, and then saute them on the stove, and then I would just mash them up, like this thing that mashes up ground beef or whatever, and they still would have the spines in them, and every once in a while I could mash them up. They're very soft, but every once I'd get one and it would just gross me out, so I didn't want to do that anymore. And so I realized that I could just open them up, take the spine out, and then I could fry them that way or continue to fry them in the deep fryer. Okay, so is this a new guy? Okay, so eating nothing but sardines may help you lose weight, but experts say it's a bad idea. So this was written by this guy, Sean Radcliffe, in October 2024. So pretty recent, all these are. North Carolina ate nothing but sardines for 3 months, more than 3 months. She ate 4 cans of sardines a day and also had MCT oil, which also keeps you full. So if you're doing keto, MCT oil is good. And says it's popular among athletes and bodybuilders. And she doesn't consider it a diet. But she says a diet insinuates a beginning and an end. This is her lifestyle. But she also said she was following a zero-carb carnivore diet, eating no carbs at all, and she skipped dairy. She lost 35 pounds in a little over 3 months, and she says her pain was resolved and her inflammation had decreased. Okay. But then she also said, and this is probably really important, that she ate, saw a doctor regularly, because if you're going to go that long, you really, really need to do that. Okay. And then she plans to reintroduce meats back into her diet under the guidance of a doctor. So she'll add, MCT oil, yada, yada, this and that, and add all the meats. And so this is one thing I was thinking about, because I feel so good with this and the satiety, right? Like, so you feel really full. So definitely I could eat a can of sardines in the morning. It's easy, it's fast. And then it keeps you full. And even if you don't eat until lunch, if you want to do intermittent fasting, if you're one of those people, just eat sardines at lunchtime and then have just a really nice healthy dinner, So, okay. So last year, a 67-year-old had said that she had lost weight following a 3-day sardine diet. And she said her blood sugar levels went back to normal and she was able to stop using the insulin she was taking for type 2 diabetes. And it says, wasn't clear if she was able to maintain this. And then, so that's the thing. You only eat this for 72 hours, like I said, and then you can have carb-free sauces, black coffee and black tea, and water, of course. I don't like black coffee, but I definitely drink black tea. So those were some of the positive things, or maybe this is the same article. So eating only sardines may lead to nutrient deficiencies. So I'm going to skip through it. So this doctor says they have significant concerns about anyone consuming a single food like sardines. While they're a nutrient-dense food packed with omega-3s, protein, calcium, and vitamin D, relying on one food alone poses serious nutritional and health risks, she told Healthline. So keeping in mind, food is fuel, and ingredients in that fuel supply every cell in your body with what we need to maintain health. There could be some long-term effects eating a single food. So this could include muscle loss, bone loss, nutrient imbalances, malnutrition, that kind of things, which is bad. And then diarrhea, fatigue, mood changes, constipation. I will tell you one thing that happens to me is that I have much, much more energy. I don't have fatigue. Although yesterday I was grumpy all day. So maybe that had to do with it. I don't know. The first day's hard. It is. And you're hungry. I had 4 cans yesterday. And today I'm better. So, okay. So when sardines lack certain key nutrients like vitamin C, fiber, magnesium, and certain B vitamins, okay? So, it could lead to deficiencies in antioxidants like vitamin A's and E's. So here's the other thing, okay, really quick. I don't know if you're supposed to stop doing everything else, but I still take my vitamins and my supplements. And I'm not going to stop doing that. So even if there's little carbs in there, I don't really care. So Pam says, how long does your energy stay high? So today it's been high all day. And then once you eat them again, so like after this, I'll eat the rest of these, it's a lot more high. So it's really fantastic. And that the greatest thing about it is if you're hungry, eat. If you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're hungry, eat sardines. Just only eat sardines. And my mom was making fun of me. I really I mean, I really season these suckers, you know? So Pam says, how often do you do this dietary intake? Well, I just started doing it. So I did it a long time ago. I tried it, and then I did it last week. And then I said, I went back to my old way of eating. So that's a really good question. So I'm going to do for breakfast probably at least 2 to 3 times, maybe every day during the week. Or I may just do this, I don't know, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I might get used to it, or I might do it twice a month or once a month. I don't think I'll ever go to a 5-day or more, but 3-day is a really good kickstart for metabolism, energy, and inflammation decrease. So that's fantastic for me anyway. Okay, so for the average person, eating a single food for an extended period of time is not advisable and should be avoided. So I already talked to you about all those other things. And also, if you are somebody who has what's it called? Like an eating disorder, it's probably not that healthy. It's not a lot of calories. You are full, but it's not a lot of calories. So just keep that in mind, okay? So the key takeaways are that it involves drinking water, eating only sardines for 3 days. It can jumpstart your metabolism and reduce inflammation and hunger. But to some, it could be unpleasant and considered unsafe, okay? And then a recipe for health. Here are some good things, okay? Aside from being rich in omega-3s, it's full of these: arginine, calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, taurine, and zinc. They are relatively inexpensive and easy to find in the store, okay? Lots of different varieties. Don't be concerned about mercury, because the smaller fish are lower on the food chain and contain much less mercury than larger fish like tuna, okay? It's easy to dismiss short-term diets as fads, but there's some potential value to consider in the sardine fast. They're a safe and nutritious food, and eating them for 3 days may be unpleasant, but most likely not unhealthy. Despite obvious exceptions for patients with eating disorders, like I mentioned, keep an open mind with otherwise healthy individuals who want to explore this dietary challenge. It could introduce a beneficial food to their roster and tune them into their body's hunger and satiety clues. So from Google AI, I looked this up. It's said to reduce inflammation, hunger, stabilize blood sugar. They're a top source. You already know all this stuff. They're a complete protein, which means they contain all the amino acids your body needs. Protein is important for building muscle and bone and for creating antibodies that help keep your immune system strong. Okay? So they're one of the safest fish. It's not, the sardine fast is not considered unsafe, but may sound strange and unpleasant. Like I said, could have some negative side effects. But basically, I would think you can get any kind of sardines, canned, jarred, that kind of thing. I would think, this is longer than I thought it would be. If you're going to do any longer than 3 days, well, actually, you should probably talk to your doctor anyway, okay? But especially if you're going to do longer than 3 days. And try it for a day, see how you feel. See if you can eat the sardines, try out different ones. These that I have are a bit more on the expensive side, but if you really look at it, I think it's $35 to $40 for 12 cans. That's 3 days, possibly more, depending on how many you eat, or possibly less, depending on how many you eat. Food for 3 days. So I always have hot tea. And so, that's just a good thing to do too. So sometimes watch the caffeine intake, because it could make you feel kind of lightheaded just because you're not having any carbs. So it can make you feel like that. But overall, I like it. I'm feeling better. I can see it in my face, which makes me happy. Maybe it'll work on my chin here. And as long as I don't have to do it all the time, I'm happy to keep doing it. And, it's just like anything. The more you do something, the more you get used to it, and possibly the better results you could have. Okay. So just remember, if you are having negative side effects and stuff, you need to stop it and then go see your doctor. All right. So the journey begins with you. So be good to yourself. I always have trouble with him, don't I? Okay. And then me. Thanks for joining me. And if you try this is my innovation. If you try this, let me know and tell me what you think and how you feel. Okay. Horgan loves you, Mimi, and I will see you next week.